Hey, it's Guido coming at you with a Tactics Talk. Thanks for tuning in. Your support keeps the channel going. If you like what you see, make sure you subscribe. All right, here we are on Cliff, which is an interesting map because on Cliff there are actually multiple ways to win. I usually talk about critical terrain quite a bit, and it often tends to be high terrain or hills. This one has quite a high hill on it, but while it is important, it's not necessarily critical terrain, although it can add or be a force multiplier to what you're doing. I wouldn't say that every time somebody who gets the hill, or even most times someone gets the hill, but it can help. What's interesting though about this is it's one of the few maps where the middle is actually the most important piece. The middle is actually the most important piece. There's a couple alleyways. You've got the west alleyway, which looks like, you know what, maybe the way to win is just blaze right through here, kill everything in sight, and go to the cap. Or you can go over here to the east, which is the long way around. She's going around the mountain kind of thing right there. And that's another way you can win with both those ways, but they're not the high percentage play. The high percentage play is controlling the middle. You do that from a number of ways. Getting the hill, of course, controlling this little middle area right here, which is where I will go, or capturing the donut right in this area and working around these rocks. Now both sides can do that more or less evenly, but it requires that you kind of control the whole thing. So let's see how this plays out. I am in my Pilot, a Tier 8 Premium American medium tank with regular matchmaking. I'm middle tier in a Tier 9 battle, and off we go. It looks like we're fairly even, although we are quite heavy on the TDs. Now the problem with being heavy on TDs on this map is your TDs, and here they go, tend to camp down here. Now that's actually going to help us a little bit on this game. If they're aggressive and move up when it's time, that's not necessarily a bad thing because they can wreck the enemy trying to get in here. What we're trying to do initially is deny them getting up into this rocks here. We want to deny them getting up on the hill. If we can get on the hill, that'd be great. If we can take this corner over here, that'd be great as well. One of the ways you make sure all that happens is you get in up here into the middle. Now we've got an RU-251 going over a 12T. It looks like they've pushed two pilots aggressively up into the donut right here, which can be pure trouble because they can come around this way and shoot at us up in here. They can come around this way, clear out the RU, and shoot at us across right here. Let's see how it develops. Now remember, I said you kind of have to do all three of those things. Get the hill or keep the other guys off the hill, get to the middle where I am, and control the donut area. Now I'm up right here in the middle, and there's nobody there. Now there's a 4202 back there, and there may be a few more tanks lurking back there, but there's nobody up in my face spotting me the second I come over and punishing me, so I can do things like that. I can come over and I can shoot at the 4502 and then back up and get away, and I've got that nice bush right there. The MT is doing his best, but he's being all he can be to survive the guys that are above right there, or at least keep them spotted. And for the moment, we're keeping them from coming around the corner on our right. So remember, I said you need all three parts. They've got this part. They don't really have this part, and they're not really up here because we've taken this hill. So now this guy up on the hill is sort of spotting when they come around. We've got the T-32 working the backside here, which is keeping this guy honest. They don't have all the pieces of the puzzle, and right now we do. At the very least, we have two pieces, and we've neutralized this one for the moment. So we can continue to work the middle. Getting rid of the MT would be really good. You can see that the FCM is up there doing some work. That's a good spot for good players that know how to get up there and take those shots. Now here comes the 54. He's going to try to move in and do something about what's happening in the middle, but unfortunately he gets pretty pummeled coming across here. I'll do a little timing shot on him there. Lead fire. And now you can see that, oops, now they're kind of coming around the corner. So that's the danger of where I am. Got lucky on the bounce. If they can come around that corner, they can start popping you in the side. That is much more effective if they have somebody right here helping them out, keeping you spotted, jumping over and hitting me. When I turn to react to him, a guy coming across the little saddle there and punish me in the side, that would then push me back into this corner, and I'm no longer controlling this middle. But as it is, they're not able to do that. So good on them. They're still trying to come around the corner. Now they really control the donut over there right now, but they're not able to use it that effectively. And there goes our T-32 moving up over there to keep them honest. Looks like the MT has decided to bug out. That's not working out for him. He sort of probably sees what's going on, and I come in there. Naturally, I'm ammo racked by the first shot that hits me, of course. And there's a lightweight hanging out back there. Funny little story. The lightweight sent me a love note afterwards and said something about Matchmaker gave us the win on that one. on this one. Here comes a shot that's going to end up being a track, no damage. Lovely. Little timing shot. I saw him moving. I knew he would come out behind those buildings, so I aimed in front of him, and then when I saw him come around from those buildings, I took that shot in a lead fire situation and ended up tracking him. It would have been nice to get the damage. Now you can see our two mediums. There's another miss there on a rock. Or our two TDs, not mediums, the WT and the Tortoise, are working that corner over there, keeping them honest for the moment. But of course, they're not really interested in going this way, are they? They're up in here moving this, and these two are basically doing a whole lot of nothing for the moment. I get shot in the side because I'm not paying attention. So I decide, all right, we've controlled the middle. They haven't really invested anything. Look at this, what's happened here. We've come around. There's nobody over here. There's nobody in here. This is where they are. So they really invested heavily. We killed the few cats and dogs that were out and around here, and now they're being enveloped. So we controlled 2 of the 3 and neutralized the 3rd, and now we are coming around them and cleaning these guys up because they're trapped in this hole. Trapped between our TDs. Now our guys coming across the middle are guys on the hill. And their only way to get out really is to drop off this backside and try to regroup back here, but that's really not a great plan either. I'll come around here. I should have shot that pilot that just went up the hill right there, and second shot should have been into that damaged T-25. What I end up doing is shooting right into the face of the Super, which was clearly not going to do anything. So I'm slightly smarter this time. I might be dumb, but I'm not completely untrainable. FCM goes around. I wish he'd have just piled into him. I'm going to come around and kill this guy. If the FCM would have just gone, I'd have gone with him. He ends up getting hit. And now I'm trying to figure out how we're going to handle this. Now I'm just going to go after this guy. I'm like, all right, FCM, let's go. He'll shoot me, then you come in and help. Oops, that other guy got me. Come around. I don't know if he's ammo racked or what kind of trouble this Super's having, but he has a bad day because I just drive around him with one of the slowest tanks, slowest mediums known to man. Then I get popped by this guy who's doing a good job, hold down. Not a whole lot of help from my FCM friend who's a one-shot, probably just didn't want to get killed. And the pilot does reload fairly fast, so it's hard to time shots. What I didn't notice is there's an IS hanging down there, and I'm glad he didn't pop me in the rear. But he's got trouble, so he's got an FCM saying hello. I'll come up here, take a shot. Kind of lucky I didn't have the depression I wanted, and it went right through his top of his turret. He fired, so I'm going to come up and over, and now I'm going to back up. So I really don't want to come up and over on a shot like that, where I need to kind of drive forward quite a bit, unless he's already fired or I'm willing to take a shot from him. And because the IS has such a relatively long reload, I was willing to take that chance right there, figuring I could probably get away. He ended up dying and not being a factor. So I'll come up here. This is a decent spot with a good depression. You can do things like this. Coming up sideways, as you can see, so I'm looking over the side of my tank. This guy's coming in. Oh, hey, look, there's an arty. That's always fun. Probably didn't need gold on that guy. At some point back there I switched to gold. It might have been, I'm not sure to be quite honest, when I switched to it. Would have been nice to have several more of them as I was facing the T10. But as I have debriefed on multiple occasions, I do have an issue with clicking gold and then forgetting about it and firing it till it's all gone. That is a work in progress, so I'm not really sure when I'm going to pop over here. I don't want to get erased by the Conway. He gets hit. That tells me that we do have shots here. The T-25 hit him, so I'm just going to say screw it. Let's get over there and try to get some damage. Put one into him. Because I knew I'd be lit doing that. I had to come up and over. We've got the MT over on the side, or whatever's hiding down here. Yeah, the MT is still alive. That guy's done some good work as a scout and ends up dying eventually. And now it's just charging forward to get the last few hit points. And once again, I'm interested that so many people will just sit around waiting for shots. And I'm not sure if that Conway ends up getting a shot in there from there. Somebody hits him hard, but I don't know if it's the Conway. I guess it might be. Maybe he did actually have shots. So maybe it wasn't a bad decision for him to sit there. And he ends up dying. So I get 3,436, about 465 spotting. Decent game in the pilot. But for this map then on Cliff, kind of controlling this middle is really the key. You need 2 of the 3 and at least neutralize the other, I think. However, if you control this and they have the hill, that's usually enough, 2 of the 3. That hill is not as decisive as you might think. You get a good tank with good depression and there's no arty to bother him. Yeah, you can do some pretty good work up there, but you really need to have the rest of your team doing decent work, lighting up tanks and helping you take those shots from up there. But really the center of this map ends up being the key terrain for Cliff. That's all I got. I hope this helped. If you like what you saw, make sure you subscribe. Otherwise, we will see you.